about how to change the tire and where to jack it up. First, you will find the tools. Usually they're in the trunk.
You're gonna have to move the water bottles off the... Thank you. If you have a lot of stuff in your trunk, this could be the most difficult process.
Hey, while we're in here.
You're right. We didn't get that back on, did we?
Move this out of the way.
What have we got in here?
We got a wrench.
Yep. That's what we're gonna deal with lugs.
I don't know what
Lug
this
nuts.
finger more operates, but it's hard to get out, so.
Okay.
Over this. The most important thing really is this.
Mm-hmm.
And the spare tire, which I don't know where it is. Probably under the car.
Correct. It is under the car.
Okay, let's put everything back. If you can, it's better to block the back wheel.
It's probably a good idea to block the tires you're not changing, right?
Yeah.
Why?
So the car doesn't roll off.
So the car doesn't roll away. Good. How do you do that? It's got a piece of
You
wood,
get a piece of wood or whatever the crap you have,
a rock.
and slide it under the tire.
Yep. Good. And now the car will be stationary that direction. You could block it on the other side too, if you wanted.
In our case,
Okay, go ahead. Yeah. Say in our case.
the
The spare.
spare is under here,
So, but why have you got a bolt right there
so I can undo it to get.
from up here? Huh?
Yeah.
And it looks like you could put your little twisty tool
Yeah, that will
in
work
there
better.
to loosen it. Yeah. But we're not going to use this spare today.
Nope.
Other way. You just tighten it up.
I don't know.
All right.
Hold it. Okay, twist it. There you go. See how that works? Now it's coming down.
Okay. we
So
don't
you can
wanna-
go down. You can go down so you can show 'em. Okay, ready? I'm gonna show them. And there it is, coming down. Okay, so this right here, you let the center drop down, and then like on this one, you have to go like this, push that through, then push that through, and then you can get the tire out. And then going back in, you go in the center, get it in the center, and then pull it through, fish the other piece through, like that, and then you can crank it up.
Oh, crank it up with the crank in the top. It's cranking. It's cranking. Lots of cars just have a spare tire in the trunk, right?
Yep.
It's not so complicated.
Next, we are going to listen to lug nuts. But when you tighten them, use about as much pressure as it takes to take them off. So pay attention while you're loosening them.
Oh, pay attention to how much
much
pressure
pressure
it
it
takes
takes.
to loosen them. Good thinking. Okay. Now, why are you doing this before you jack the car up?
Because so you can.
Because once you jack the car up, the tire will spin freely.
Yeah.
So why would you do it right now while it's on the ground?
So the tire won't spin freely.
You're right. We're using the friction with it being in contact with the ground. You might want to start your wrench up a little higher. Pull it off and turn it up higher.
Yeah.
What do you think?
For real?
We may need some dad muscle here.
And that, folks, is why you do it when it's still in contact with the ground. Okay, you need to stand on it if you can.
Right. If it's not working to tug it with your hands, then
Stand on it.
yes, Ben recommends we kind of stand on it. Woo! Brilliant. Okay, loosen it one full turn so that it'll be a little easier once we get it up in the air. Okay. We don't want to loosen it all the way yet. Now he's going to the next one. Nice. Good. And this, of course, depends on how much you weigh. If you're like Howie and you just weigh a little more than 100 pounds, this is a good idea. If you weigh as much as I do, it might not be such a good idea.
Here, does like. Are you using the toilet? Yes, we are.
No, we're not using a tool. We're trying to loosen it with our hands.
There, now since it's loose, we can go get the jack.
All right.
So this picture, it tells us that it's a jack for the car.
Inside there. Probably would be a good idea to practice this on your own vehicle before you need to do it in an emergency.
Yeah. First, I'm going to show you how to use the jack. Hey, Dad, we got it loose.
Nice.
Okay, so you hooked it in the little hole.
And now, I'm just trying to turn.
Now you're turning it, but it's kind of squirrely when you're getting it started, huh? We see it getting taller.
It is.
You can also add this piece on there like a crank, and that helps too if you want, but he prefers to do it without. So see it getting taller? And then of course you'll rotate it the other way to go down.
Like that. Use the rib of metal that is the length of the car, and look for the indicator.
What is it called?
Pinch. Same.
Pinching. Good.
Can you show the indicator on this car?
I can.
Show it.
It's under the car.
But what is that?
It's little two dots
The little two divots in the
Divots.
in the pinch seam.
in
huh?
the pinch seam.
It lines up with what on the jack?
it lines up with little.
So that groove right there
That groove goes with
goes right there.
in the pinch, on the pinch seam.
So this car has those two divots in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
They say put the jack in between these two. Right?
Yep.
So Howie, why can't we jack up on the white part right there?
Because it's not meant to hold the structure.
Yeah, that's just made of what?
Plastic.
Yeah, that's just plastic. That's not going to hold a car
And
up.
as you can see, it moves a little bit.
Yeah, when you tug on it just a little bit, it starts to wiggle, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So that would totally break if you lift right there. So you've got to find something more solid, huh?
And
All right.
looks like it's lined up with a pinch seam.
There, you gotta get that in the groove because you're not in the groove of the jack.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Now you're getting it lined up.
Like that, Dad?
Keep going. Jack it up a little bit. Okay, watch it though. I think you're missing it, and I think you're behind it. So it's not, you don't want to be behind it, huh?
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Man, my car needs a car wash. Good night.
Okay, you see that? How that's engaged?
Yeah.
So now the groove is engaged with that seam, that body seam, and that body seam is made to support it for this purpose. That's why the jack's designed with that groove. Some vehicles have a puck underneath on that seam that help.
All right, are we ready for the crank?
Yeah.
Sorry.
It has to come past the.
Okay. So you've got the little spot for the thumb screw. You're sliding it on. Good.
So if you put your hand right here, put your one hand right here and stabilize, and then use the other hand to crank. Yep. Nope. Yep.
Good. You're doing it.
I can feel it.
Starting to lift. We see the tire starting to come off the ground just a little bit. Now, one thing we didn't talk about before is where you should change a tire.
Oh yeah.
Can you, do you need a break? Okay.
You should, if you can, get off the freeway and change it
Good.
on another flat surface.
Yeah, you do want to be on a level surface and not a soft shoulder. Why?
Because it will sink in.
You're right. The jack doesn't have a very wide footprint, so it can sink into the soft ground, huh? Yeah. And you also don't necessarily want to be on a busy freeway, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or what? Or highway. Yep, so try to be somewhere stable and level.
Are you high enough yet?
Look at the tire and see. Will it spin freely?
No.
Keep it going. You are a toughie. Getting muscles.
With your jack.
Yeah, we've been spoiled with Dad's jack, huh? Yep, this is a little tougher.
Yay.
Getting close.
Listen, partner.
Oh, that's enough? Okay. Woo, take a breath.
As you're jacking it up, make sure it's high enough to get perfectly round tire on. And now take the lug nuts off.
Yeah. So if the tire was flat, you wouldn't need as much space between it and the ground to slip it off, but you will need enough space to get the other tire on. Yep, so make sure it's high enough for that. Okay, last lug nut being undone by our very own lug nut. All right, I think that tire's ready to come off. Yep, so if that was flat, we would throw it in the back and take it to the tire shop, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, you ready to put it back on? Say, just a minute.
Just a minute.
Okay, we've had a rest. Now we're ready to go again. Hi, Grandma in the background.
Okay, so what you want to do is get lined up.
Like the lug nuts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hang on, I'm gonna come around and film this other side so we can see what you're doing with the wrench there.
And you can put the wrench under.
To kind of help position it. See how that car's wiggling a little bit side to side? That's why you want to be on a nice stable location when you're doing this. Yep, and he's securing it in place with the wrench. Just gonna get those on there a little bit so it's not falling off.
Yep, just have to start.
Stop.
You can do it one hand if you want.
Wait, how are you supposed to put them on, Hal?
That doesn't matter if you're going to starting the lug nut.
Not starting, no.
Oh, we don't have to worry about the star pattern yet. Okay.
I can do that, Mom.
Okay. Some other things to think about. Before you go to the trouble of loosening your spare tire wherever it's located on your vehicle, check it out. If it's flat, if you haven't paid
Just
attention
call
to
tow
it in a
truck.
while, what?
Just call a tow truck.
Just call a tow truck. Good. What if you can't get to an exit and it's rush hour traffic on the freeway and there's no safe place? What do you do?
Just call a tow truck.
Okay. You can
Try
drive,
that.
yeah, go ahead and drive to the exit because
Very slowly with the hand.
very slowly with your hazards on. Good point, Dad. Because it's much easier to replace anything that's going to break on your vehicle
Then you're like,
than your life. Yes. Good. How often should you check your spare tire to make sure it's in good health?
6 months. About every 6 months or once a year.
About every 6 months or a year. So maybe every time you register your vehicle and at Christmas time.
Most tires want to tip at the bottom, so start at the bottom.
Yeah, that tire, gravity is kind of making it tilt this way. So he's going to start with the bottom lug. Good. All right.
And
He's going across. Why are you going across and not next to it?
so the tire's on straight.
Yeah, you're putting that tire on nice and flat and straight instead of leaving it tilted. He's double checking that his star pattern is approved by the boss.
Well, you might know that.
Yep, that's good advice. Yep, that star pattern is very important. Don't put the lug nuts on in a circle, because then your tire will probably have a wobble. And that's dangerous.
Okay.
Another little break. This is hard work.
Okay, the lug nuts are tight. Now time to lower it.
Lowering the jack.
Maybe your hand goes on the pivot part. And if you get that straighter, it'll be easier. So scoop. There you go. See how that made it easier?
Mm-hmm.
And we're lowering, and we're lowering. And we'll do the final tightening when the road is back in contact with the ground. And how we can use that friction. I mean the tire. When the tire is back in contact with the ground. And we can let that friction help us. Do as I'm doing. Follow, follow Howie. Do as he's doing. Follow, follow Howie.
You can drag that.
Pull it out. Yep, we can clean it all up later. If you're on the side of the freeway, you want to probably get out of there as soon as you can.
Just take all the stuff with you.
Yeah, just be sure it all gets put in the trunk with you, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, we don't want to watch you undo that. Hold on. We gotta.
But
Now you advised us to pay attention to
wrong way.
how much pressure it took
So
Put
you
these
can
on.
reposition the wrench.
so that.
Other way. So now, before you're going off, you want to be to the left of the lug nut. Going tight, you want to be to the right of the lug nut.
You're getting really good at loosening these, buddy. Flip that thing over so you can push down on the other side. There.
You go.
And if I recall, you had to use your body.
So make sure it's on, as far as it'll go on, and then stand on it like you did to get it off.
But again, if you're a fully grown adult,
Whoa. Is that how much effort you had to do?
yeah,
All right.
it was. Go it.
If you can.
Go in your star.
That's right.
That was right next to where you were. There you go.
There we go. Yes, if you weigh more than about 100
Okay, so you got to push
pounds,
that on
you
all the way
want to be careful about standing on it.
because it was kind of coming off.
But even so, better to risk, I think, a busted lug from tightening too hard than to have a wobbly wheel that might pop off.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're okay. You just don't want to.
Woohoo!
So on trucks, anything with a frame, you don't want to be on the pinch seam. So on that seam that goes down the length of the body, that's bad. So you always want to be on the frame itself, like that big middle piece right there. So you can go on the A-arms, you can go on the arms like that, you can go on the frame, but don't go on the body.
It's
So.
too heavy.
That's how you change a tire. Thanks for watching.